소울 프로토스 백동준을 아시나요? 유재석 닮은 국민 토스. 아님 첫 코드S에서 결승까지 온 운 좋은 선수. 백동준은 벌써 4년 차에 접어든 중견 선수입니다. 그래도 결승 진출은 좀 의외라고요. 하지만 백동준을 잘 아는 사람들의 생각은 좀 다릅니다.
올라갈 거라고 생각했어요.
시즌 파이널이랑 코리아 시즌 다 우승할 거라고 말은 하고 다녔는데 가능성이 있는 것 같아서 놀라워요.
동준이가 이제 연습 때도 열심히 하고 잘하기 때문에 꼭 결승 갈 것 같은 느낌 들었는데 그게 딱 맞아떨어져서 좀 대견하고 또 같은 팀으로서 또 자랑스러워요.
연습 때도 워낙 잘했었어가지고 언젠가 좀 빛을 볼 거라고 생각했는데 이번에 또 개인 리그 결승까지 가서 신기하고 잘 된 것 같아요.
선수 생활 4년간 총 4번의 유니폼을 갈아입으며 마음고생 참 많았던 백동준. 힘든 고비를 잘 넘겨 결국 여기까지 왔습니다.
파생 때 정말 힘들어가지고 이제 게이머를 그만둬야 되나 그런 생각도 많이 했었고 솔직히 팀을 계속 옮기는 게 가장 힘들었어요.
2년간 치른 공식전은 불과 4세트. 그러나 김민기 감독은 그의 가능성을 보았고 소울과 만나 비로소 빛을 내기 시작합니다.
항상 아버지께서 말하신 게 주어진 환경에서 최선을 다하라는 말씀을 하셨어요. 그래서 저도 항상 약간 어려운 환경에 있었는데 그 환경에서 저만 잘하면 된다는 생각을 갖고 있기 때문에
승률 100%, 프로리그 최다 연승 중이던 이영호에게 첫 패배를 안겼고 그해 신인왕의 영예까지 거머쥐었죠.
그 당시에는 진짜 네이버 검색어에도 오르고 정말 제 프로게이머 인생에서 처음으로 뿌듯한 경험이었던 것 같아요.
그렇게 꾸준한 연습과 노력으로 팀 창단 첫 우승에 큰 힘을 보탭니다. 20살 백동준에겐 결코 쉽지 않았던 4년. 하지만 포기하지 않았기에 오늘 이 무대가 더욱 빛나는 이유입니다.
나 이기고 올라갔으니까 꼭 우승했으면 좋겠고
우승 안 하면은 결국 기억에 안 남는 선수가 되기 때문에 연습 열심히 해서 꼭 결승에서 이겨가지고
처음 결승이니까 떨지 말고 잘 할 수 있었으면 좋겠고 동준이 화이팅!
동준아, 할 수 있다. 믿는다.
팬들이 선물해준 운동화를 신고 그는 다시 쉽지 않을 길을 달려갈 겁니다.
항상 열심히 준비하는데 그게 지금에서야 좀 나타나서 다행인 것 같고 결승에서 지든 이기든 좀 항상 초심을 잃지 않고 열심히 하는 선수가 될 테니까 항상 많이 응원해 주셨으면 좋겠습니다.
My dear 백동준. 이제 자신만의 꿈을 펼쳐도 좋습니다. 당신은 지금부터 시작이니까요.
여러분은 지금 조곤샵 GSL 결승전을 시청하고 계십니다. 채널 고정.
Tasteless and Artosis here, and we just saw Deer dominated game number 1 with a very well executed timing attack there. The Stargate into a very quick robo. Yes. Pushing forward, Sue attempting to counterattack but did not have the numbers with that counterattack to make it effective.
He was too weak on both ends.
Yeah.
But we'll see if Sue does a little bit better going forward. I don't think Deer is going to be doing too many two-base all-ins.
Yeah,
that's something you mix in every now and then, but Sue's going to be on the lookout.
Well, again, like I said, that first map, Frost, it's a big map, but I would assume that he was going to have to do something pretty wild in the first game in order to really kind of catch Sue off guard. He's done that with that timing all in. It was really effective. Let's see what he's got in store for us here on Akalon Wastes.
Well, Akalon Waste is definitely a map where you can get 3 or 4 bases really easily with both races.
This is also a map where Swarm Host play is generally rewarded here for the Zerg.
Oh yeah, if we get to late game, 4 or 5 bases for Zerg, and he doesn't go Swarm Host, that's almost weird. This map is just dominated by them in late game. But if Protoss stays on the offensive, has enough Colossi and Warp Prisms, they can fight back against it on this map.
Yeah, so with Sue here, again, if you guys missed the opening of the show, Sue, very confident coming into this, claiming it should be a 4-0, but he might just give Deer a game to make this a little bit more interesting. And then in game number 1, Deer slaps him down.
Yeah, that's a bit rough, but he did say that he might give 1 win to Deer. So maybe that was it. Well, this is a big deal. We have not had as many Code S's this year as previous years here. This is the most prestigious tournament that there is here in Korea. So, and really in esports in general. So, you know, right now both Deer and Sue hungry to close this year out, being remembered as the best here. Yeah, it's
like Haiva said in that interview that we saw. People only remember champions.
That's right, champions, and then also I do remember Haiva because he's so fun to watch.
Think of it though. I mean, players like Inca, a GSL finalist. We don't even talk about the guy anymore.
And if you do remember him, it's for his bad loss or the fact that he always went DTs, which is
the fact that I believe he was the only player in a televised match we had that didn't say GG after he lost. One of those.
At the GSL at least.
Yeah, it's at the GSL at least. All right, guys, tell your friends to tune in. Get out there and hashtag GSL as we now enter into game number 2 here between Deer and Sue in this year's final GSL Code S. In the bottom right with that nice all-in last game, he is
So Dear.
He promised a 4-0 or at the bare minimum a 4-1. Can he do that today?
SK Telecom T1, Sue.
Well, he better or he's a liar.
He's a liar? Is that what he is?
Yeah. All right. Here we are, Tasteless Akalon. Looks like a gateway expand coming out of Deer.
Yep.
Pretty standard.
For this map especially.
Yeah, certainly. It's going to take a little bit to see exactly what these guys want to do, though. You know, the openings to this matchup are, well, you know, they kind of counter each other. There's a lot of mind gaming and metagaming that can go on. But as we see from Sue, it looks like he's scouting right now for anything coming in, any probes coming in for like a cannon rush or anything, and going into gas. So he's not going to go triple hatch before pool this game. It is a 2-player map. He's going to play a little bit more conservatively.
Yeah, well, I think that's probably the better way to go here. Now, this map does have some of the most interesting late game for a PvZ. Let's just say, as a hypothetical, we do get into that supreme late game. Okay?
Yes.
That's when the swarm hosts are going to come in. You can use the swarm host to basically control the bottom left and upper right side of the map here. And while he's going for that, it's typical to actually stock up on a lot of spine crawlers, since the game doesn't really cap the number of spine crawlers you can make. And from there, we've seen Broodlord tech. And this is like the free unit nightmare, because Locust and Broodlings, and obviously Infested Terrans as well, they don't cost supply. They can be remade very quickly. And a lot of times we see the army
of the Protoss just get chewed apart.
Yeah.
And eventually they win. So a lot of Protosses try to end this before we really get into the late game.
That is true because, you know, especially on a map like this where if Su has 5 bases, he can do tech switches. I mean, the 4 different real endgame compositions that Zerg has, they have just a very standard Swarm Host composition. They have a Swarm Host Broodlord composition. They have a Mutalist composition. And they have an Ultralist composition. And those 4 require completely different unit sets from Protoss. So if they don't end it before you have one of those and enough money to remax instantly on another one, then it becomes extremely difficult to kill them off.
Yeah, it's very true. Now, let's say that we do end up with the Swarm Host play because that has been so popular on this map. What Protoss has to do is try to catch the Swarm Hosts out of position, kill them off. If you lose a small number of your, let's say you got 6 Swarm Hosts out early on, you lose 4 of them, you're so behind as Zerg.
Oh god, yeah, you
It's
cannot.
a disaster. The same rule applies. Let's say that they blinked under a bunch of Broodlords while they were morphing and killed them all off. It's nearly impossible for Zerg to recover, and we are going to see the Oracle build Artosis.
Yeah, and it's a little bit different from what we saw Deer do before. He hasn't opened up with a Stalker, so he's not going to be able to go in and weaken out any Queens, which means this Oracle is very specifically to target down drones. Now, do we see Spores go up, or do we not see Spores go up? That's what we're going to be watching for.
Oh no, there are some excuses being made right now, and a Void Ray after that Oracle. Now the Oracle's going to come out here. The question is, you know, can he do enough damage with it against these drones?
Well, we'll see. Here he goes. He's going into this natural middle line, and the combination of a Queen and a Spore, very, very strong, getting just 1 drone so far. This is what happens if they see the Oracle. It's very hard to get kills. But he does have that close 5 pylon warping in. Zerglings coming down, wanting to deny any expansion here at the 3rd base.
And he can see by the timing of this rock about to be destroyed up there that he is going to be expanded up there. Now, these 3 Zealots have been warped in, and the Lings are completely out of position. And notice he's making 9 drones behind this. So if he gets another warping round and gets over there, Deer could end up wiping out Su's drone line. And now he's going to push it here. And mind you, he can bring the Oracle. That is a very quick unit.
You know what?
Going to come in here. And a nice force field timed out there. Now he's just buying time as the Zealots are now going to come down here and hit where the Queen is. Nothing here to defend. And if he evacuates the drones, they will have to run through the Oracle. The Void Ray is now doing damage. The Oracle should be activated momentarily.
And that Oracle chews through Zerglings just so quickly. Oh, a big mistake from Su this game, not scouting for any proxy pylons.
Absolutely brilliant here. I don't know if Zerg could save this base in time. The Zealots have very good surface area here against the Lynx, and a nice time warp there. So the Queens couldn't escape now, zoning away from that Spore Crawler. This may be a 2-0 so far, Artosis.
It really looks like Atasis. We have the Hydralisk Den just now starting, 24 more Lynx on the way. Who even cares? He's done the damage already.
We saw Su actually shaking his head there in that booth. As this is not only frustrating, but this is going to be really hard. Losing 2 games like this, the tempo advantage here is just going to be incredible. Su's still trying to hang on, they're not giving up, surrounding those Zealots, slowly thinning out that Zealot line. The Void Ray's now hitting the Spore Crawler, and there's no anti-air.
Oh, this is brutal. 2 Queens on the way and 1 Hydra, no anti-air out. These Void Rays, if he just keeps all these flying units here, this is basically already a win.
GG.
Whoa.
Wow, this is surprising.
Deer with a 2-0 start. Very, very strong, but But, Tasteless, I have to say, Sue is making some mistakes. He didn't scout for a proxy pound. That was a double round warp of Zealots.
Now look at Sue right now. This is a glance at a very frustrated player. I think, frankly, much more confident, at least in the way he spoke, than Deer was. And now Deer outmaneuvering him, outthinking him, outpositioning him. Flat out outplaying her. Now we have the managers here going into Sue's booth. This is a very alarming situation. A lot of pressure here on Sue to be that Zerg champion from his team. His team famous for not having real Zerg domination.
Yeah, you know what? This is really sad right now for Sue. This is a hard thing to come back from, as you said.
Yeah.
He's messing up a bit. You know what? Deer kind of played in that game. When he saw the Oracle, he thought for sure this will be one of Deer's quick third base builds, so he made those extra speed.
He does too. We were talking about him taking the third. The fact that he had the Mothership core hitting the rock. By the way, we got Party coming in here talking to Sue. I believe that's Rain in the back. Yep. The entire team now is coming here. They are trying to address the situation to hammer together some kind of solution that Sue can take into this and somehow come back. Because right now, Deer is looking unstoppable. These are not standard Protoss wins. This is guile and cunning coming through here.
It is. But you know what? I feel like Sue is over-countering. He's overconfident with his reads. He's looking at him saying, well, I can do this against this. I mean, you have to still scout. Deer is a very smart player. He's mixing it up a little bit. You still have to scour the map for a proxy pylon, and he just didn't do that game. That's like a free win for Deer that we just saw.
And you know what's interesting about the situation we just saw? We had shots about the players. Nobody's even entered into Deer's booth.
Yeah,
the coaches have literally not gotten up and walked in there. They probably looked at each other and thought, there is no need for us to go give Deer a pep talk. Whatever is going on in his mind, whatever he is feeling, let him ride that. Where I don't think we've ever had that many people in one booth in a finals before.
That booth was like a clown car there for a minute.
That was like a fire hazard right there. You're trying to fit that many people in a booth. We had the manager, two of the coaches, and three players in there talking to Sue.
If those humans were scarves, that booth would have been a clown sleeve.
Wow. I mean, if Deer wins Game 3, I think the momentum is there to the point where Sue cannot recover.
You know what? That's what we said in Innovation versus Sulky.
That's true.
So
I would love to see a comeback, but I also got to go off what we generally tend to see here in finals.
That's true, yeah. No, well, we'll see about that in a moment, Tasteless, because if he does go up 3-0, Polar Knight, the Iceland of maps, this is... I wonder what type of strategy he's going to go for here, because it does have that big main base, but drops not really popular strategy by Zerg.
I think Deer's going to go with another weird strat, actually.
You think?
I think he's got enough timings in here.
Well, he's
maybe
definitely
not.
mixing
He might
it up
shift gears
sufficiently
something
so far.
else. He could do the Oracle build and then do a quick third expand here.
What's really scaring me is Game 1, Sue scouted what was going on, didn't react quite well enough.
No, that was
Game
really
2,
surprising.
he literally just didn't scout what was going on correctly.
At that level, especially in game number 1, when you see somebody scout the attack, the strat rather, you're saying, okay, he's going quick Colossus with 1 Immortal and 7 gates. I have a minute and a half before this is going to get here. Normally, at players at this level, Sue wins no matter what at that point in time.
You would think so, but it's a hard push, I guess, man.
Especially when it's coming from Deer. The world is watching, and by the end of tonight, we will have crowned a champion. Will it be Deer already in the lead, or will it be Sue as he turns this around? We're going to find out soon here at the GSL Code S. We're now going into game number 3.